It's certainly a historic moment for Spain. The country has been thrust into the biggest political turmoil in decades. Catalan President Carles Puigdemont was expected to reveal his plans for independence earlier this evening during a parliament session. But in what has been dubbed as 11th hour diplomacy, the Catalan government delayed the session by nearly an hour. Representatives of the Catalan government say the delay is due to ongoing talks. If Catalonia goes through and announces independence, Madrid has said they will invoke Article 155 of the Spanish Constitution. This will allow the Spanish government to take control of the region. Joining us to talk about the crisis in Catalonia is Jaz Allen-Sutton, a published author who joins us from Spain. Jaz, thank you so much for joining us.
Nice to be here tomorrow.
So talks are underway. What's your impression of Spain's reaction to the Catalan leader being involved in some last-minute negotiations?
I think it's it's too early really to say quite how this evening will transpire. We're still waiting for Puigdemont to speak, and I believe he's going into the Catalan parliament. So hopefully in the next hour or so we'll be clearer about what exactly is going to happen.
How do you see Spain kind of coming out of its worst crisis in several decades?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very troubling time for everybody here in Catalonia, Spain. On the street, people are anxious, they're nervous, they're worried, and they don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this morning I was talking to some men doing some works on a road, and they were telling me that they won't have jobs in 6 months' time because of what's happening with politicians.
So it seems like this referendum, this call for referendum, is affecting regular, ordinary people who just want to get on with their lives.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you know, the referendum on the 1st of October, the scenes that I'm sure some of your viewers would have caught sight of the police beating, women, men with batons and pulling their hair and putting them onto the ground. I mean, these are ordinary people. These aren't professional politicians. So it's affected a lot of people, and everybody's talking about it. I just hope there's going to be peaceful resolution to the current impasse.
Right, and that Spanish unity is there. So Catalonia's referendum has essentially woken up some kind of strong sense of Spanish nationalism, and that a lot of people didn't really expect. Can you tell us more about that? What's your impression?
Well, I think you have to be careful with nationalism because it's a very loaded word. I mean, to some people, nationalism means Nazism, and to others it can mean kind of connection between the idea of a nation and a territorial unit. So, I mean, I think you have to be clear on your terms when it comes to talking about nationalism.
I see. So it's a more complex situation on the ground in Spain than what has been perhaps covered. You know, there's been a lot of misconceptions even. A few Spanish media outlets have even said that Russian Kremlin-funded media organizations have been trying to influence how the events which transpired on October 1st, how they were covered, essentially. They were somehow trying to influence how that went on. Would you say that a lot of what you've read that that Russian Kremlin or funded propaganda outlets did try to influence this somehow?
Well, I think like I was saying, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's interested in it. I'm sure the Russian government is aware of what's going on and has an opinion. I mean, I'm sure the British government does as well, and the European Union has an opinion about it. I mean, you've just seen Donald Tusk with a very strong opinion about where he stands on Catalan independence, siding with Mariano Rajoy, leader of the PP Conservative Popular Party, who was the ringleader, quite frankly, of aggressive attacks on October the 1st.
I see. So there's certainly, everybody seems to have an opinion about it because it affects the whole of Europe in itself. So what do you think about the Catalan leader's plan from now on? What have you heard about that, and what do you think some of the steps that he might take?
Well, I mean, it's too early to say what his plans will be, because I don't know what he's going to say today. I think that if he does make a unilateral declaration of independence, if he does do that, then that still would rule out negotiations. It would just be a way of forcing the hand, really, of the international community to maybe have a slightly more nuanced take on the Catalan question. We'll see. I mean, he might go today we're talking about some kind of postmodern solution, an independence declaration that isn't a declaration, some sort of fudge, call it in English. I think that a fudge would be the best way to proceed. It's a very time in Spain. People are angry. Spanish people are angry, frustrated. So the Catalans. My girlfriend's Spanish, and it's hard. I've got friends who believe that there should be a pending Catalan state. Got what are essentially family members who believe there shouldn't.
Mixed, so mixed reactions from different levels of Spanish society, and we have some pictures from Spain now that we can share with you. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jaz.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Tamara.
Thank you. So let's take a look at some of the latest pictures from Spain.
Masclista. Així mateix, ens comuniquen també que el passat 1 d'octubre van morir a Barcelona una dona i una menor d'edat, a conseqüència també de violència masclista. D'acord amb les dades oficials del Departament d'Interior i de l'Institut Català de les Dones, el nombre de víctimes mortals per violència masclista malauradament s'incrementa a 7 víctimes. En nom de la cambra, lamento i condemno aquests crims i expresso el condol més sincer als seus familiars i amics. Així mateix reitero de nou el compromís del Parlament en l'erradicació de qualsevol forma de violència contra les dones. L'únic punt de l'ordre del dia és compareixença del president de la Generalitat davant el Parlament per a informar sobre la situació política actual. D'acord amb l'article 169 del reglament i atès que el president de la Generalitat ha sol·licitat de comparèixer...
So that was the Catalonian Parliament. We've seen the government trying to contribute to unity, and as some 11th hour negotiations continue, the parliamentary session was delayed for nearly an hour, and as events unfold, we will keep you updated on the events going on in Spain.